Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us, and that helps the bands, artists, and anyone else that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking before we started recording. Miss Stefanie Wahl, we have been trying to do this since the last time we met a whole almost year ago at Ramble Festival. So, it is a pleasure and honor to have you on. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, Stephanie, you have done this Stephanie's Cereal Bar since 2016. When I say that to you, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
It's kind of crazy because I never anticipated it to turn into what it has. When I started doing Steph Cereal Bar, it was just to feed a few friends that I was camping with. Sorry, my cat chopped up. um, and then it kind of evolved into something a little bit greater. And then, so I'm really shocked to see where it's at now, being able to feed as many people as we do. It's been really, really cool.
So what was the motivation to do this in the first place? Like was it something that you single-handedly witnessed or saw or it was just
So I started going to music festivals right after my brother passed away, and I saw the camaraderie that everybody had, and I really wanted to be a part of that. So the next year, I brought like a couple boxes for some friends, and then we were all sitting around the campfire at 3 o'clock in the morning eating a bowl of cereal, and everybody's like, "This is pretty cool. We're in the middle of the woods. Like I wouldn't have expected this." And so that was kind of my way of introducing myself to new people and meeting new friends. And so I just kept doing that until I was bringing 100 something boxes of cereal to a music festival to feed strangers who then became friends. And now I have a whole community because of that. And it was like a driving force. Like after losing my brother, it was almost my healing of doing that.
and so can you delve into like a little bit more of that? Like what happened? What was the situation?
He was a tree climber and he fell. So he was in the hospital for 12 days. And during that time, I went to my first festival, and it was more of a distraction to kind of just keep my mind busy. And I remember just getting lost in the music and just kind of being able to let all of those emotions out and not think about anything. And when you drive into that festival and can plug your mind off and just kind of disappear from your problems, it became so powerful for me. So like the next year was my like healing, and each year that I went to this festival was like my reunion. They did a fall and a spring festival. It was Camp Jam. So fall jam was always on his anniversary, and spring jam is always in the like rejuvenation period when the year is about to start and everybody gets together. And so it's kind of inspiring doing it to heal myself and also just make friends to help them. They didn't know they were helping me in the same. So it kind of worked hand in hand with that.
So what's your favorite season of the year?
Fall is definitely one of my favorites. I like when it's nice and crispy, but I love the summertime. So it's hard to say.
Are you more of a beach girl or a mountain girl?
I think more of a mountain girl.
Yeah. So so let's get right into Ramble Festival because obviously that's how we met each other. For me as someone who worked in the hotel business for 22 years, it's tough for me to camp. But for some reason, like Ramble, like it wasn't a big deal for me. Like talk about like because you do this probably all the time with like the cereal bar. Like, how is camping like how do you make it fun and how do you make it like, part of your life?
I will say that the months that are the hardest are the midsummer, like July and August. Those are tough months to camp in. So Ramble's perfect because it's that nice like fall weather. And they have the like communal campfires where everybody just gets together around the campfire and plays all kinds of crazy music. So that's one of my favorite parts of the ramble. But I feel like camping in October is a really great time of year to go. It's not too hot during the day. I feel like they've timed it perfectly with the best camping weather for the season.
Yeah. And it's a holiday weekend too, so you don't have to worry about that Monday, right?
That makes it so nice because going back to work on a Monday after a busy weekend of festing is a challenge sometimes. We get through with lots of coffee.
So you've been at Ramble since the beginning. Like talk about like the first year and then talk about last year and like what you've seen like as, evolutions of the festival.
So my friend Lindsay does the art and deco for Ramble, and she told me about it in at another festival we were at. She's like, you should really check out the Ramble. I would love to see Cereal Bar there. So Brick and I got to talking and came to the first Ramble Fest, and I just remember it being the coolest thing. Like having everybody be a VIP almost was really inspiring to me because I'm so used to going to festivals where you're separated from the artist. And I just remember sitting at the campfire and being like, was that guy just playing the main stage a couple hours ago? Um, but everybody at Ramble is so nice. And I love the vibe tribe, how everybody's running around. So I just felt like Cereal Bar tied in so well. And I'll be honest, the Ramble Festival is one of the most busy times that we have at Steph Cereal Bar. I don't think I ever see it empty when we're at the Ramble, which is a really cool thing to say. And we have it like a prime location now, being able to see like main stage
Sure.
and set up like sitting at our dining room area. So for context, we set up the little dining room. We have a chandelier with spoons and milk hanging from it. But we want everybody to feel like they're at home and feel like you're in your little kitchen where you sit down and talk about your day and talk about whatever you want and meet friends and new people just sitting at our dining room. So Ramble, I feel like opens that door for everybody to kind of sit down and meet your new friend, especially having like the vibe tribe and just the whole atmosphere that they give out. It's so welcoming and open. I love it.
So visually, for someone who's never experienced your cereal bar, walk us through like visually what it looks like and what you're going to experience.
It's very colorful.
It is.
At nighttime, it's very similar to Disney World. It's extremely lit up. You can't really miss it. We have cow print on everything. So when you walk in, it's a 10 by 30 setup and two 8-foot tables full of cereal. Different. We have shelves, so there's two full layers of different kinds of cereal. Now I think we're up to 6 or 7 coolers packed to the gills with ice and every different milk you can imagine. And then we have another table full of Pop Tarts and Rice Krispie treats and little light snacks. We like to make sure we have like lollipops on hand, and Cereal Bar became a harm reduction spot as well as an opening, welcoming place to like a communal spot to hang out. We want people to know like if you're partying, you're welcome to come here and maybe get yourself back into a better place. And it's cool seeing the like harm reduction aspect of Cereal Bar at music festivals. So that was a little sidebar for that. But yeah, it's a very colorful, bright cow print covered tent full of cereal.
So how long, like over the years, I mean, because yeah, I mean, you're going to celebrate 10 years next year. How over the years has the display changed? And like maybe talk about like what was the biggest change, like display wise, that you might have gone through.
So when I started, it was a TV tray of 5 boxes of cereal and 1 gallon of milk in our cooler that we had. So that it's funny because a lot of my friends have witnessed it from the very start because they were one of the few people that knew the 5 boxes of cereal that were hidden under this little tent.
And what were those
Then
5 boxes? Do you remember?
I know there was a honeycomb, a Lucky Charms. It had to be a chocolate cereal because I'm a chocolate girl. And I want to say a cinnamon toast crunch because that's just a staple.
Yeah.
But I definitely remember a bright yellow box of honeycomb.
That's awesome.
Um, then the next year we got like a screen tent, and that was maybe like a 10 by 10. But each year it got like a little bit bigger. At one point we had couches, like inflatable couches, and it was a good idea, but it was a little hard to get up with a bowl of cereal on a couch. So that got a little messy. And then once we introduced the dining room, that's when it kind of changed the whole game because people actually sat down and started talking to people. And we've witnessed like friendships start that I don't think would have ever become a thing if it wasn't for two people sitting at the cereal bar dining room table. Um, and I think that was my favorite addition to it was the table because then that was our like staple. We have a big sequin backdrop too. So when you're sitting at the dining room, it's just like bright and sparkly.
Good Instagram moment, right?
Yeah. And then this year we had to replace our tent. We had a 10 by 20 hand painted tent and it went through its last festival. I think it went through a good 30 rounds of festivals. So it was a good long run, but we had to replace our tent. So this year we worked really hard on getting sponsors and we were able to achieve that goal and get a brand new 10 by 20. So it'll be nice and displayed at the Ramble. It's beautiful.
So do you kind of like after doing this again for almost 10 years, do you like get a sense of like each kind of like age group, how they react to like you?
hmm
And like, how is that? Like, are the under 25s, do they go nuts? Or the over 40s going nuts? Like, what age group like kind of like really goes nuts about cereal?
I feel like everybody goes a little different, a little nuts based off their age. So like the kids go nuts because they're like, we can mix and match whatever cereal we want. We can pick whatever kind we want, and mom's not going to tell us open one box at a time. Um, so they get excited over that, but then the adults come in and they're like, oh my God, I haven't seen this cereal since I was 10 years old. Like this just brought back my entire childhood memory in 5 minutes. So it's wild seeing the different reasons people get excited when they walk in. And a lot of people just walk in, they're like, what am I even looking at? Like, what is this? And this is all free. Are you for real? So it's really funny watching the different reactions. We were at Ramble one year when the Kyle Hollingsworth band was playing, and Kyle walks by and he stops and he's looking at the bar. And he's like, what am I even looking at right now? He's like, I've been doing music festivals for a long time and I've never seen anything like this. And I was standing there, so I'm like, I was like, I don't think there is anything quite like Steph's cereal bar out there. So that was a really cool moment to see him be like, what's going on here?
So I'm sure the audience wants to know, like, what is the process in picking the cereals that you display, and how many cereals are you currently displaying?
It's hard to count. So my tactic is usually I follow the local grocery store circulars and I see when things go on sale. So like Acme usually has a really great $1.99 sale. So I go buy 40 boxes at a time. And then I just kind of stash everything until we go to a festival and we bring everything that we have. We don't keep anything home. We just take it all with us. So our process is to set up all of the like one box of each variety of cereal. So there's 10 different varieties of Cheerios and 10 different varieties of Captain Crunch. We'll put them all out and whatever goes and whatever doesn't, we try to like vacuum seal right away so that everything stays fresh. But it doesn't really last very long because we're constantly doing events, it seems like, which is great. So we try to make sure there's not a lot of food loss either because I hate wasting food. Especially with there being so many hunger insecurities out there, we try to utilize whatever we can. So if we get done a festival and there's leftover milk that's unopened, we donate it to shelters. We try to make sure nothing is wasted. So we'll do pop-ups in the city to feed those that are going through like homelessness and like not able to have financial stability. We'll try to go and feed those people as well with whatever we have left over.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just try to follow any kind of sale, get whatever I can on sale. I do most of the shopping, and then any other cereal that you see at the cereal bar is something that's donated. So
Okay.
we encourage like cereal drives, and that's become a real big help with the festivals, like doing the cereal drives. People will bring a box of cereal with them, and a lot of people take that as an exciting thing, that everybody can participate. And that was my whole idea when I built this, was if you build it, they will come, and the community will work together, and we'll all take care of each other.
Mhm.
And it's really kind of proven to be that way. So it's been cool.
Like, what is the shelf life on most cereals? Like, once you buy them, like, is it a year? Is it 18 months? Is it what's the shelf life
Usually
usually?
about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, under a year, I'd say.
Okay. Yes, I mean, yeah, you have a pretty good window of time, if you do get something on sale, like you can kind of, like you said, kind of stock it, for
Yeah, and we try to put all of the like cereals together, so we'll try and pay attention to like expiration dates. I'm real crazy with that, so I don't like putting anything expired out there. So we try to manage that as well.
yeah, yeah. So how do you transport all of this cereal to like all these festivals and events? Like what kind of
Um,
vehicle are we talking about here?
so we have an old FedEx truck. I put my life
Nice.
savings into buying a FedEx truck for the bar.
That's so cool.
um, and we pack that to the roof, and we also pack my SUV. So we're still two vehicles right now.
Crazy. Wow. So you're based in South Jersey, like you said. What is family life like outside of doing the cereal bar?
So that's been a bit of a challenge to navigate through, because my fiance and I have a 2-year-old. So trying to balance full-time work and raising a baby and running a nonprofit. There's some times where I question my sanity. But it's been so much fun. A lot of festivals we can take our son to, and he's so into the music. And my fiance and I met at a concert, so we're both very involved in music. It's cool being able to do these events though, and take my son to these festivals and experience some of these things. He just loves the music, so it's been cool watching him just go out there and start boogieing. He just learned how to move his arms, so now he's got the whole body dance. um, but yeah, I work and take care of my little dude and hang out at the house, and that's been life lately. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. So have you seen like fluctuations in prices with cereal like in the past year, or like, talk about that because I'm sure like that's affected you as well, correct?
Yeah, the past couple of years,
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed like a regular box of cereal is almost as high as $7 or $8. And that's insane to me. I hate paying full price for a box too. I'll go out like the day before the festival or during the festival when I know like we're missing specific um signature cereals. So that's when I'll go bite the bullet and pay $8 for a box of honeycomb. But otherwise, I try to get anything on sale I can. And that's really where donations help us so much, because it is so expensive, and the milk has gotten very expensive. We provide a lot of like dairy free, and that is one of the most expensive types of milk. So we want everybody to feel inclusive there. And we don't want to like short on having those items. So I've definitely noticed an increase with that.
Yeah. So your personally favorite milk, favorite cereal. What's your go-to?
I usually go for like whole milk or 2%.
Okay.
My favorite cereal was discontinued. It was chocolate mini wheats. They were the best. But I love Golden Crisp. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Or Sugar Smacks, whichever ones they're called now.
Yeah.
Um, and then Cocoa Puffs. I'm a chocolate favor.
So of
What's
the
your favorite?
cereals, my favorite, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's always been my go-to.
That's a crowd favorite. Everybody loves that one.
I don't know why. I just that's always like done it for me. I'm not a big cereal fan, which is funny because like I met you there, but Um, yeah, like what would you say is probably the rarest cereal you have accumulated in the time that you've done this?
Um, I think we got a box of muesli one time, which is more of like a other
Yeah.
country kind of cereal. It's actually very good. I love it, but we don't get that very often. And I'm noticing there are so many cereals that get discontinued. Like, and then I'll start like people will ask me, "Have you seen this kind?" And I'll keep an eye out when I'm going shopping. Um, like Quisp, for example, I had it last year and then they brought it out for 2024. And then I just found out the other day that they discontinued it for good. So I guess whatever Quisp we had at the Ramble last year might have been our last box. And that's kind of unfortunate because I always try to like meet the demands of people that are putting out requests and I'll hunt for them. But if I don't see them, it's probably because they got discontinued. And
Yeah.
it's always sad learning about that. They used to have Oreo O's, and now they're Oreo Puffs. So they
Okay.
like took one away to replace with a different shape.
Okay. Interesting. Wow. So you okay, so do you find then because they always talk about like shrinkflation and all that stuff, like have you noticed that with cereals or not so much?
Not too much.
Okay.
There are definitely some bags where you open it up and it's like, hey, but I don't. I usually see the boxes after they've been opened and rummaged through a little bit, so sometimes it's hard to tell.
That's true. That's true. So stefcerealbar.org, that's where anybody can go to donate. That is where anybody can find out information about it. Um, on the website itself, like what is it about it like that kind of like allows you to kind of get the information that you want? Like what does the website allow you to do?
So our website has ways to donate, ways to contact us for booking. If there's any event that you would like to see Steph Cereal Bar at, I'm really big with networking. So if there's any kind of youth program or anywhere where we can help the community, any involvement with that people are able to connect with us. Our information is all on the website. Because we're always looking for different community based events to get involved with outside of just the festival scene. Um, Along with our website, or just like photos of past events that we've done and just like things you can check out to see like where we've been in the past, different organizations we've been affiliated with, and pop ups that we've done. And then our social media, we try to keep up to date with like all of our events and like live happenings when we're at different festivals. So Steph Cereal Bar on Instagram and Facebook. That's where you can find us, and TikTok now too.
Is it natural for you to do the social media or is it kind of difficult like where it's like you're trying to
I'm
get
definitely not
water
good
out of a
at
cactus?
it. My partner Alyssa, she's really great with our editing. She built our website. She handles a lot of our design. I couldn't build the bar without Alyssa. She's my number one. She's the other half of Steph's Cereal Bar. It's a woman ran business between like our whole board of um, people on the nonprofit is all women, and they're the best ladies I could have ever asked for to help run it. So shout out to them. Thank you guys for being great.
And how did you meet her? Like when did this story start?
Alyssa and I actually met at a festival, kind of because of Cereal Bar. She saw me just doing my thing, and she's like, "What is this?" She's like, "Can I be a part of this?" And we found out we lived in the same town, and we became very, very close. She's my best friend, so it's been really cool. It's awesome that we get to go do these events together. Um, get to go camping together. It's been a lot of fun.
So
She's
who all is coming then to Ramble then with you?
So it'll be me, Alyssa, our friend Alex, and our friend Matt. We have a new volunteer this year, so
Okay.
um, that's been cool with the festivals is getting volunteers. So that's another part of our website. If you're interested in working any events with Stef Cereal Bar. I'm constantly looking for helpers because working full time and having a toddler, I only have so much time to pull off taking vacation days, and all my vacation days go to cereal bar stuff at this point. So it's a balance. So if you're interested in volunteering, I'm always looking.
So yeah, I mean, when is the last vacation that you've been able to take that didn't include the cereal bar?
um, a wedding. The last like big vacation I did, we went to Iceland. But I was 5 months pregnant, so hiking in Iceland was also a challenge. But we went for a concert, so it was a good time.
Who did you go see?
The Disco Biscuits.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Cool. Yeah, so like who are your like top three bands that like you are that you're into? Do you have a top
Um,
three?
top three. Oh, that's a tough one. Right now, I my heart's always with Green Sky Bluegrass. That's one of my favorites. As far as like the bluegrass side of things. I like Magic Beans right now. They're on my radar. And Kendall Street Company is one of my top favorites too.
Yeah.
Couple ramble bands for you.
Yeah, Kendall, yeah, they're Delmarva band, right? Virginia,
They're
I
so
think,
much
or
fun.
Maryland. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, good stuff. So, what was your favorite concert that you've seen this summer then, or this year? Do you have one?
So at Beard Fest, I think my favorite highlight of this year, Miss Lauren Hill came to perform with the boys from Out of the Beard Space. So I got to be right next to her. I got to perform Spitting Fire next to her. So I think that was my favorite concert moment of the year for sure.
Wait, you spit fire?
Yeah, I'm a fire spinner.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to hear about this. How is this not part of the conversation? Come on, Steph.
It's my like little hidden talent. So usually when I do cereal bar at night, I'm slinging fire at some of these festivals too. So jack of all trades.
And why and when did we start doing this?
I've been spinning fire for almost 15 years now.
Wow.
So
Okay.
both cereal bar and fire spinning have been kind of a hand in hand favorite pastime of mine.
And your husband approves of this fire spitting?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Are you a Game of Thrones fan then, or like what are we into when we watch TV?
Um, we did watch a little bit of Game of Thrones. I'm a terrible TV watcher.
Okay.
When I have time, that's just like random stuff on Netflix, nothing crazy.
Yeah. Documentaries and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I gotcha. So being a mother, obviously that puts a whole whatever adjective or noun you want to throw into it. But like for you, how did being a mother, affect or not affect like the cereal bar?
Um, it's tough because the momentum really took off after COVID. So it was like I've spent so many years trying to just introduce cereal bar to people and say like, "Hey, I've got this crazy thing that I do," and people not look at you like, "What are you talking about?" So once I finally got like a rapport, I guess, being able to like show pictures of the cereal bar setup, it really started to take off. So then I started getting more bookings with festivals. And then once I got pregnant, it was like, okay, now I have to get through the summer. I was due in September when I had him. So it was like I had a couple more festivals to finish off.
Yeah.
Alyssa saved the day and took care of those ones. But it was a push last year to try to just do as many festivals as we could manage. This past year, I feel like we made out really well as far as getting volunteers to kind of help out with the balance of that. Because I would try to meet people for the day of setup and come back when we go to pack everything up and have somebody else manage it the rest of the time. Um, But I feel like for the amount of events that we've done, being a mom and being able to run a nonprofit, I've been pretty impressed, honestly. I want to say we did almost a dozen to 15 events this year, which is huge because it starts in May and we're not even in October fully yet.
Right.
So it's been busy, but I try to also pick family friendly events too, so I can bring my son, um, because I don't want to have to send him off to babysitters every time I need to do an event. But I'm also trying to find that balance of, okay, is this a suitable event for family, or do we need to kind of look at other alternatives? Or we just kind of put out a feeler to people like, hey, we're interested in doing this festival. Is there anybody that's willing to do it
Right.
so that we can make it happen and bring it to the people? And that kind of impressed me too. I was shocked to see how many people reached out to want to volunteer, because that was a big help.
Yeah. So, what is the farthest you have driven for an event?
I want to say 2.5 hours. We've kept it pretty close to under 3 for most of the events that we do. But being in the spot of South Jersey that I'm at, I'm very close to Maryland. I'm very close to New York and to PA. So I feel like I'm in a very lucky little pocket of places that I can take the bar to and not go super far.
Right. And so, like at your home, where are you storing all this product when you're not at a festival or an event? Like, do you have a warehouse or a garage?
I set up a shelving system for everything in my basement for now. But I feel like eventually I'm gonna have to branch out. Luckily we collect it's all non-perishables. We don't get like any milks or anything until the day of the event.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
I would imagine that anyone that is not organized there's no way that they could possibly put this together, what you've done. So, like, talk about the organizational skills that either you have or you've kind of, accumulated
I
since you
definitely
started
had to
this.
acquire some because I was not the neatest person
Okay.
10 years ago. Um, there was a point where there was like cereal pouring out of my cabinets because I'm like, maybe I can fit it in the kitchen. And then it would just be falling all over the place. We would have piles and piles. Um, we had to come and kind of figure out a system because I'm like, there's too much stuff everywhere. Like, I don't know where to put cereal boxes at this point. Um, so we kind of designated an entire section of my basement to the bar.
Wow. And how long into doing this did that happen?
um, I want to say right when we bought our house, because up
Okay.
until then it was just I'm putting cereal wherever my family will allow it before they freak out. So thanks, mom and dad, for letting me store mass amounts of cereal in both your houses.
It's hilarious.
Labor of love from my parents.
So, I mean, that's a great segue. So, like, yeah, when you told your parents about this, like, what was their initial reaction?
My mom's always feeding people, so that wasn't much of a shock for her.
Okay.
I used to ask her to make me chili whenever I would go to these festivals, so I was already putting her to work to feed people. I don't think either one of my parents were shocked, and because I kind of did it as like a healing after my brother, it really made sense to them why I was doing it.
Yeah.
Um, so they were super supportive the whole time. And it's cool
So,
because like now my parents will like help volunteer and help set up events for me. So it's been really cool having their involvement with it too.
so it's just you and then your brother there. You have no other siblings then?
Yeah, he's my only one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I want to ask you then how you like to listen to music. Are you riding the car? Are you sitting in the living room? Are you headphones? Like, how does Stephanie like to listen to music?
I feel like I always have it playing. At work, it's always in my headphones. Usually always in the car. But I feel like the way I unplug the best is honestly when I'm fire spinning to music. That's one of my favorite, like really, I feel like those two just kind of work very well together. So when I get to perform to like live music fire spinning, my favorite. But otherwise, it's being blasted through the speakers.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to invest. I have a record player, but my speakers are pretty old, so like you really feel like the analog side of it. Do you have a record player at your house?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But we have goals for that.
Yeah, yeah. I guess with a little one, you might not want to have one yet, right?
Yeah, he likes to touch everything that he's not supposed to.
So yeah, I want to know like what bands and artists are you looking forward to most at Ramble?
I really like the California Honey Drops. I feel like they're just so fun. So I'm really looking forward to them.
Yeah.
Um, and then Infamous String Dusters, they're Sunday, I believe. I'm really looking forward to checking them out. Um, I just feel like, and like all the late night jams that they do too. I don't know. I'm looking forward to all of them. I can't wait to just. I feel like sometimes I don't get the opportunity to just kind of let loose and dance at these festivals because I'm constantly like, oh, I gotta go get this. I have to go do this for the baby. I have to go take care of this. Like, so sometimes I don't get to have those moments to just kind of let loose and boogie. So I'm looking forward to all of those moments that get to happen.
Yeah, it sounds like you'll be able to actually do that at Ramble this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. For the most part, I have a wedding again this year, so I do have to leave Saturday for the wedding. But listen, my crew is gonna be holding down the cereal bar, so that will definitely still be at Ramble. But I'm coming back Sunday.
Yeah, I think my plan is I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and then I'm a Rams fan, and so they are playing the Ravens that Sunday in
Oh,
Baltimore.
nice.
So, and my buddy's a season ticket holder, so like I think I might like leave for that and go to that because the Sunday lineup, for me at least personally, I felt like Friday and Saturday's lineup was much stronger than Sunday's. So like it wasn't as much of an issue for me to leave on Sunday than compared to Friday and Saturday. But
Yeah, I knew about this wedding for a little bit, so I was expecting to not get very excited over Saturday's lineup.
yeah, I hear you. Weddings and funerals, there's not much you can do around them,
And
right?
I'm such a commitment person that if I say I'm gonna do the cereal bar, like I'll be there. I'll make it happen, whether it's me or somebody else running it. So like there wasn't a saying no. Like we love Ramble and we won't miss it. So I'll be there for hell or high water.
Good stuff. Well, Steph, I appreciate you doing this. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. We met last year. It was such a pleasure. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and keep on keeping on. I mean, as my friend Andy Frasco says, right?
Oh yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands and artists and people like Steph. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dog. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.